Hey guys, I found this interesting news article published a couple of days ago now in the Independent newspaper, and it gives a good synopsis of what we know about the Harmony Montgomery case to date. So I'm going to read through it. As always, if you've got questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section. Known to child welfare, a violent father and a 7-year-old missing for 2 years. What happened to Harmony Montgomery? Harmony Montgomery has not been seen since around October 2019, but authorities only started searching for her in December 2021. 2 weeks on, questions are mounting around how a 7-year-old child could suddenly vanish and fall through the cracks. It's been 2 weeks since the name Harmony Montgomery first hit headlines across the US, when a missing persons investigation was launched to find the 7-year-old girl. Since then, her father and stepmother have both been arrested and charged. A home where she used to live in Manchester, New Hampshire, has been searched for days on end, and a reward for information leading to her discovery has topped $100,000. But despite the national attention and painstaking efforts to find the missing child who is blind in one eye, investigators appear to have made little headway. As of the 14th of January, no one has been directly charged with Harmony's disappearance. A home search has come to an end, and Harmony's whereabouts remains unknown. In a press conference, Manchester Police Chief Alan Aldenberg admitted he was a little discouraged. Though concerning, the lack of progress is perhaps unsurprising, as whoever has information about what happened to the little girl has had more than 2 years head start on investigators. That's crazy. Manchester Police said Harmony has not been seen since around October or November 2019, when she was 5 years old. Yet a missing persons investigation was only launched in December. The last confirmed sighting of Harmony by law enforcement was on 11th of September 2019, when Manchester police officers were called to the home on 77 Guildford Street in Manchester, where she lived. Harmony was living with her father, Adam Montgomery, who had been given custody of his daughter in February 2019, as well as his wife, Kayla Montgomery, and their children at the property at the time. The little girl has been in and out of foster care for most of her life. And then in 2018, her mother, Crystal Sorey, lost custody of her due in part to substance abuse. Chief Aldenberg previously said the last police call-out to the property was in October 2019, but confirmed he had muddled the dates in a press briefing on 12th of January. Despite the date change, the police chief said investigators are still working in the belief that Harmony was last seen in October or November of that year. The timeline appears to be based on police interviews and statements with various family members. Miss Sorey told police that she had not been in contact with her since they spoke on a video call in April 2019. After that, she said Mr. Montgomery cut off all contact between her and her daughter. Mr. Montgomery claimed to investigators he last saw his daughter around Thanksgiving 2019, claiming that Miss Sorey had picked her up from Manchester to take her to live with her. The criminal complaint said that Mr. Montgomery claimed to believe his daughter was living with his ex and did not show much emotion or reaction when officers said they were concerned whether Harmony was alive when they contacted him in December. So he was given custody. He didn't bother to report the fact that his ex had not brought Harmony back. He was in custody of her, and he knew that his ex didn't have custody, had lost custody. Let's carry on. His story was also contradicted by Miss Montgomery's account, who said that she last saw Harmony the day after Thanksgiving, when her husband said he was driving her to see Miss Sorey. Mr. Montgomery's uncle, Kevin Montgomery, told investigators he had not seen Harmony or his nephew since late 2019, when she was 5 years old. Harmony's father and his wife were both arrested and charged on counts related to the missing child in early January. Mr. Montgomery was arrested on 4th of January and charged with second-degree felony assault, 2 misdemeanor counts of endangering the welfare of a child, and 1 misdemeanor count of interference with custody. On the assault charge, he is accused of striking Harmony in the face sometime in July 2019, giving her a black eye, according to the criminal complaint. Police interviews with other family members revealed Mr. Montgomery was allegedly abusive towards his daughter, including giving her a black eye, forcing her to clean the toilet with her toothbrush, and making her stand in a corner for hours as a punishment. Mr. Montgomery's brother, Michael Montgomery, told investigators he had concerns that Adam was physically abusive. Right, I'm going to stop yet again. Did his concerns, were they related to child services or the police? If they knew he had custody and he was abusive, did nobody step in? Let's carry on. It concerns that Adam was physically abusive to the child and was super short with her. Kevin Montgomery said he noticed Harmony had a black eye in July 2019, which his nephew confessed to causing by hitting her in the face, according to the criminal complaint. I bashed her around this house, he said his nephew had told him. Kevin had contacted DCYF, so he did contact somebody at the time, and had also noticed Mr. Montgomery subject Harmony to other forms of abusive discipline. So I'm assuming DCYF is some kind of child service. So why didn't they step in? Let's carry on. So he'd also noticed Mr. Montgomery subject Harmony to other forms of abusive discipline, including scrubbing a toilet with her toothbrush and being spanked hard on the butt. Mr. Montgomery has a history of violence and a long criminal record, including convictions for shooting a man in the head in a drug deal just 6 months before Harmony was born. He was also convicted in 2010 for attacking 2 women at gunpoint. Right, I'm going to stop again. How was a guy like that given custody? Why was he given custody? If she'd been in and out of foster homes, why was she not fostered again? Why was she not adopted by a nice person? Why was she given to her father who got this abusive past? What? Let's carry on. Officials said Mr. Montgomery is not cooperating with the investigation and refused to say where his daughter is. The day after her husband's arrest, Miss Montgomery was arrested on one felony charge of welfare fraud for allegedly fraudulently collecting welfare benefits for a missing child between December 2019 and June 2021. Between June? So what happened in June? Because it was 6 months after that she was actually reported missing. Miss Montgomery, who has 3 children with her husband, is accused of fraudulently obtaining $1,500 in food stamp benefits meant for Harmony between December 2019 and June 2021, even though the girl was not living with them. Prosecutors have now dropped that welfare charge and added 3 new charges, 1 count of theft by deception and 2 misdemeanor charges for welfare fraud. The charges accuse Miss Montgomery of making intentional false statements about their stepdaughter's whereabouts in February and March 2021 to claim benefits. While the couple have been charged on counts relating to Harmony, no charges have been brought against anyone directly in connection to her disappearance. Questions have been mounting over how a little girl could not be seen for more than 2 years without any action being taken by authorities. Multiple family members have said they raised concerns for Harmony's safety with New Hampshire Department for Children, Youth and Family. There we go, there's the acronym. Why was that not put at the beginning so that I would understand what that was? So, right, loads of people have raised concerns. Why was nothing done? Miss Sori has accused the authorities of failing her daughter. Well, I agree with her there. She said she made multiple attempts to report concerns to child services. On November 18th, she contacted Manchester Police saying she believed her daughter was missing. Police officers contacted the New Hampshire Division for Children and Youth and Families about the location of the missing child. Then on 27th of December, the DCYF reported that it was unable to locate Harmony. Manchester Police announced a search was launched on the 31st of December. Emails emerged this week sent by Miss Sori to the Manchester Mayor's office begging for help to find her daughter. Please, I'm begging for help to find my daughter, she wrote. Miss Sori said Mr. Montgomery had never enrolled her daughter in school and that she had missed important doctor's appointments that she'd had since a baby due to a disability in her eye. The emails were sent just 2 days before police finally reported Harmony missing. As well as the repeated attempts to raise the alarm, the family was well known to child services. Newly released records released on the 12th of January have emerged showing that police officers were called to the Guildford Street home at least 10 times between February 2019, when Mr. Montgomery got custody of Harmony, and when she was last seen in the fall. Reports ranged from claims of domestic disturbances to animal welfare and concerns about the living conditions in the home. The DCYF was notified about some of the incidents. A neighbour told The Independent that it was a bad situation at the property, describing lots of people living there at different times, adults seen arguing in the street, junk left piled in the yard, and electricity being switched off at one point. And here we've got a clip from the police chief. Let's play this.
Last time that NPD saw Harmony Montgomery was on September 11th of 19. And believe that report is already out there because many of you done a right to know request on that. So that is the last time that Manchester Police saw Harmony Montgomery or called for service over there, which was documented in a report, and that report was referred to DCY.
Do you have your own date that the law enforcement is looking at as this is the last time we know that anybody saw Harmony Montgomery?
It's that October-November time frame of 19.
So what the step-grandmother is saying about day after Thanksgiving to December 6th, that's what she's saying, but you're going with something a little bit earlier than that, right?
Again, that October-November time frame of 19 is what we're operating on right now, and then I don't want to go any further on that in terms of the investigation.
All right. So back to the neighbour. We didn't intermingle with them as it was a bad situation, she said. There's lots of different people living there, piles of junk in the driveway, junk outside. The electricity was turned off and they ran the generator all summer with the wiring running through the window. The neighbour said the Montgomerys were basically squatting at the home when it had fallen into foreclosure and Mr. and Miss Montgomery were refusing to leave. She said she went away for the Thanksgiving holiday in 2019 and returned to find the family had finally packed and moved out. This coincides with when Mr. and Miss Montgomery claimed they last saw the little girl. New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu announced on 12th of January that DCYF is carrying out internal review of its handling of Harmony's case. Good. However, the governor defended the state's work by saying, as soon as we found out the child may not have been showing up for school for quite some time, it was reported up to us. The team got right on it. It wasn't a delay. It didn't sit in a file on somebody's desk. Investigators have revealed little detail about what they think may have happened to Harmony. The Guildford Street property has been the focus of much of the search, with investigators seen in the home and the backyard for multiple days. However, Manchester Police say that the search has been concluded there. It is not clear if anything of interest was uncovered and no other locations for searches have been identified. Around 300 tips have been received from the public so far, and the reward for information about Harmony's disappearance has topped $100,000. Chief Oldenburg insisted on 12th of January that they are still working on the belief that Harmony is alive. However, he admitted that he was a little discouraged by the case so far and pleads with the public to come forward with information. He added, somebody out there knows something. Somebody out there always knows something. Somebody always knows something. But if anybody has any information, to call or text 603 203 606. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.